Don't make me drink alone. And I don't want to hear any of that I have homework crap. Don't make me drink alone. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. With that intro, I feel like you definitely know what we are talking about today. But before I get into it, I do want to say thank you guys for 5,000 followers. I know that does not seem like a lot, and it isn't. However, I have loved doing these deep dives and really getting into long form content this year. So the fact that this many people keep coming back and genuinely care about the videos that I'm posting means a lot to me because I do actually put a lot of work into them. Anyway, with that being said, please like, comment, and subscribe. And without further ado, let's get into the maw of it all. And yes, I have really been dabbling in cosplay for these videos. I did just happen to have this wig. I was Willy Wonka for Halloween a couple years back. I cut a blunt bang to kind of give Ma. It's not giving Ma really that much, but this side profile is kind of lethal. I wore my purple because she's kind of in her purple-esque scrubs the whole time. I didn't order scrubs for this video, so I hope this is enough. But something truly shifted in the world on May 31st, 2019. The Blumhouse Productions movie Ma was released, and suddenly we never, ever wanted Octavia Spencer to drink alone for the rest of her life.
Don't make me drink alone. Don't make me drink alone. Don't make me drink alone.
The movie itself was a low-budget psychological thriller, with the basic premise being Sue Ann, a sketchy adult targeting high schoolers to pretty much get back at their parents who bullied her earlier in her life, and provided them alcohol, gave them a place to go party and have fun, and really it was a plot to kill them. And while on the surface it doesn't sound like anything special, over the years it truly became a cult classic. Academy Award winner Octavia Spencer was honestly the only person who I could see playing this role. She knocks this out of the park. She was cast as Sue Ann Ellington, the unstable villainess, if you will, and I don't know, it's just watching her in that movie is like watching Picasso paint his most famous painting that I can't think of off the top of my head. And of course, Octavia Spencer is such an accomplished actress, from The Help to Hidden Figures. She's really done it all, but this was a different challenge for her. It was a horror movie, and she really had to get in the head of this insane woman. Despite not having crazy box office success and mixed critic reviews, steadily over the years, Ma has continued to grow a huge fan base. Honestly, because of social media and the viral clips and memes that have come out of it. And to me, it is a camp classic. This movie needs to be studied in film classes because it is just that good and honestly super funny as well, but the way that it really transcended in the years after it was released because of social media and the humorous aspects of it, that is something that I would love to see a study on. And I wanted to do this video, I just couldn't think of the best time to do it. However, just a few weeks ago, Blumhouse did announce that Ma 2 is in the works. Ma, if you will. And Octavia Spencer is coming back to reprise her role. More on that later, but the internet went into such a frenzy. I was yeah, I need to talk about the pop cultural significance of the original film, Ma. But before we get into that aspect of it, I do want to give a brief plot summary just so you guys kind of know what I'm talking about, more so than just the memes that you see on TikTok. Sue Ann, played by Octavia Spencer, is a vet tech, and she befriends a group of high schoolers, Maggie, Andy, Haley, and Ben, in a small Ohio town. She buys them alcohol and drugs and let them have parties in her basement so that way their parents don't find out that they are doing these nefarious things. I do want to point out that Andy is played by Corey Fogelmanis of Girl Meets World fame, and also someone who is best friends with Sabrina Carpenter, which adjacently puts Sabrina in the Ma cinematic universe. Because of this, Sue Ann becomes known as the cool adult. And she says, "Call me Ma."
Good. Sue Ann. Around here you call me Ma. Oh.
Every night is a party at Ma's house. In the basement, they have a safe environment to do what they want, and Ma likes to get in with the party sometimes. She showed us that little robot. But things start to take a turn when she gets really dependent and tries to exert control over these kids. It kind of manifests itself in this obsessive needing to chat with them. She'll call them, she'll FaceTime them, she'll be I got a new number, because they'll block her number, and she's I got a new phone, so I have to call them. And she's getting them to check in come on guys, come party with Ma. And I don't want to hear any of that I have homework crap.
I was just thinking, why wait for the weekend? It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
She really doesn't want to drink alone. She wants to be the life of the party, and it really gets to a point where she's showing up to the school, trying to chat with them, and these kids are starting to get a little bit freaked out. Throughout the movie, it starts to be revealed that Sue-Ann actually has a really traumatic past with these kids' parents. Like this specific group of friends, their parents were friends, and Sue-Ann was in high school with them. So she is pretty much using them to exert this kind of psychological revenge years and years later. So this is like an elaborate scheme for Sue-Ann to get back at her old classmates for all of the bullying and harassment they put her through. And the movie kind of ends with Ma hitting this breaking point. She goes crazy and like is killing the kids one by one, and each way that she decides to off them is based on kind of an archetype of one of their parents and the way that they bullied her. So it's really, really poignant, honestly. Like it is so freaky, but there is like a message really in there. And I do want to talk about the ending more later because it begs a lot of questions for where do we go from here for the second movie. So I want to talk about like that final scene a little bit later, but it kind of ends when Ma's house is actually on fire. Ma's going on this killing spree because she's lured everyone to her basement. She's going one by one, and her secret daughter ends up setting the house on fire and trying to free all of the kids that haven't been offed. And it kind of ends, it seems like Ma has passed in the house fire, but we don't know. And as I said earlier, I really don't know another actress that could play Ma the way Octavia Spencer did. Like this is something where I'm like, she was made for this project and this role. There's so many horror movies that exist out there, and they take a couple forms, honestly. One of which is when studios start to cast up-and-coming actors to try and give them their final girl moment in a horror franchise or an indie horror film. Or it's the exact opposite, where a really well-known actor or actress gets cast as the lead in a horror movie and they truly don't care about it. It's just a check, and you can see that their performance is honestly really uninspired. But when Octavia signed onto this project, it really seemed like it wasn't going to be that typical Oscar winner signs onto a horror film and doesn't give it their best. Throughout the press tour, Octavia actually really opened up about how this was a really important role for her and she needed to do a good job. She actually hasn't been in a lot of horror films, so for a lot of reasons, this was a challenge for her, and a welcomed one at that. She wanted to prove a point. She saw in the horror genre African-American characters being killed off within the first 15 minutes. She even says that in an interview. She's like, I was so tired of that I'm like, I wanted to be a character that really made a poignant statement in a horror movie that lasted the entire time.
I stopped him. I said, listen, Black people usually die within the first 15 minutes of a horror film.
Right.
And he said, you get to kill everybody. And so I said, sign me up. We'll talk about the logistics later. There haven't been any women of color headlining movies like this.
Right. She also explained that her as an actress felt like she was being typecasted into these period piece roles and wanted to show that she could do something modern and break out of this kind of box that studios put her in. And honestly, I think that it was amazing the way that she was able to take on this challenge and get into the mind of Sue-Ann and give a really spirited performance. And I know that this kind of sounds ridiculous, but like I think that she did a stunning job with this movie, and I'm not joking. She's able to channel all these emotions like angst, sadness, anger, and really showing that like this is a deep-seated trauma that she is kind of exacting revenge on years later. Then she has the scenes where she's like acting drunk and she's at these parties with these high schoolers. And I don't know, it's so kooky and strange. Like she truly gives the performance of like an insane person that needs to be 5150. Like it's great. And this movie has had a huge pop cultural impact thanks to social media, specifically like TikTok and Twitter. It didn't rake in hundreds of millions at the box office. It wasn't a worldwide blockbuster that everyone knew. Ma wasn't the name on everyone's lips at first. But with clips starting to go viral and memes starting to be made, it started to become well known by everyone who was even like a little bit online. I do want to say, because it was a low budget horror film, like it only took $5 million to make and it did gross $60 million at the worldwide box office. So it's not like it wasn't a success. It did make a profit, but that alone was not enough to get it a sequel. Like it really needed to be shown that it was this like cult following and had a lot of eyes on it, and that is why it took until 2025 for them to actually announce the fact that they are giving it a sequel, because people are wanting more out of Miss Ma. The unseriousness of the plot also had a lot to do with that. When people see a clip, they're like, what could this possibly be from? And then they go and research it, and while the movie is scary, it also is hilarious. I think some of the biggest memes are like the "Don't make me drink alone," the FaceTime like, hey, it's Ma, the one of her like peering around the corner with that brick wall behind her. You guys know the one I'm talking about, but like here's kind of a compilation of all of the best moments slash like scenes from this movie that have been memeified and posted as like reaction videos or thrown into like edits with popular TikTok audios.
Are you guys mad at me for something? I mean, I risked my job so that you could have fun, and we definitely did. Make me drink alone. Don't make me drink alone. Don't make me drink alone. Hey, this is Mom. I got a new number. Just picking up a few things. Don't make me drink alone. And I don't want to hear any of this. I have homework crap. Don't make me drink alone. Look, I really need you to meet me at the rock piles after school tomorrow. It's an emergency. Please come.
I love you.
Everybody was
A couple months after the film's release, there was also a social media trend that went really viral on Instagram and also Twitter where people were like editing Ma and like that font into a lot of other movie posters, and that is how other people got their eyes on this film for the first time. So it kind of organically got a lot of success from people just being curious as to like what this could possibly be about. And another thing I really want to point out is the fact that like Ma, like Sue Ann's character, has transcended the movie itself. Even if you have no idea what like Ma is even about, you recognize Sue Ann as like the Ma character. And if you don't know any plot details, you can still say like, "Don't make me drink alone."
Don't make me drink alone.
Like that is a quote that if you see her, you would know to say, even if you don't know any plot details. And I think that's really a great barometer of pop cultural success of a movie when like a character transcends the film's plot itself and becomes kind of an entity on their own. So I think Ma really truly has staked her claim in pop culture history, which again has led to this cult fan base. And as I said earlier, there are like viral edits that happen every month with Ma. I mean, like Party For You by Charlie XCX is going really viral right now, and there's a video of like her throughout the movie with that being set in the background. So it's stuff like that that just goes viral organically, even if you have no idea what the movie's about.
Does we party like rock stars or what?
And the movie in itself is camp. It's funny, it's humorous, it's scary, but it also is kind of a commentary on society. Sue Ann is filled with trauma. She was bullied and harassed as a high schooler. One specific moment is when she's like sexually harassed by this guy, Ben, and all of the friends are standing outside of the closet and she comes out and everyone's laughing at her. And a lot of her hurt stems from the experiences that she had when she was a kid. And it was something that she never recovered from. She was publicly humiliated over and over and over again, and that stuck with her. And while she wanted to get back at these kids' parents, she also felt the love and adoration that she always wanted with these kids because they were coming to her because they needed something. And she felt like there was something bigger than herself that she could provide to people who in the past didn't like her, because these kids kind of mirrored this group of people that bullied her in high school, of course, because they're children. So it does kind of offer this commentary about how trauma can kind of be deep-seated and rear its ugly head in a twisted and effed up way later in life if you don't deal with it. Of course, this movie is like really heightened. And like this wouldn't happen necessarily in the real world, maybe it would, but it's just interesting that like this is kind of the route that they chose. Like it's not a supernatural horror movie that has ghosts and monsters and all of that stuff. Like it really is a more realistic psychological thriller. And I think there are times when you can kind of resonate with Sue Ann, even though she's this villainess, you can still feel bad for her. And again, that's why I said Octavia does such a good job. But after 6 years of being out, it was finally revealed that Ma 2 is on the way. And Octavia is coming back. She has posted about it herself. It was talked about in the article when this news broke. She's coming to reprise her role as Sue Ann Ellington, and that led to a lot of questions from the audience because the way that this first movie ends, it is very much hinted at that Sue Ann passes away in that fire. She purposefully goes up the stairs in her burning house and lays down next to her high school bully Ben, kind of in this like content nature. She's like, you know, I did what I could and now it's time for me to be laid to rest. And it seemed like all of this trauma and this worry escaped her, and now she's ready to accept her fate. However, we do not see the body itself. So it kind of begs the question, does she escape in the end? There needs to be a way to explain why she decided to not let herself burn in the fire. There was also an alternate ending that didn't get chosen to be added in, but it was released in the DVD version of this movie. And in it, you can see that Sue Ann is still at large. This high school friend group, they're all kind of okay. They escape Ma's grasp and they think that Ma has passed away, but really, Ma's still alive, she's still there, she's still watching, and it ends when she's like in this kennel. She's stolen some medicine of some sort, and one of the vet techs is passed away in a dog cage, so it seems like she hasn't learned. So if that ending was used, I think it would be easier to seamlessly transition into a second movie. However, there is a way to move forward to explain why Ma didn't pass away in the fire, even though it seemed like she accepted that that was going to be the end of her life. But with the plot really under wraps, I don't know where we're going to go. People want it to be called Ma Ma or Ma Squared. But what do you think that this movie could be about? Because I cannot wait to see Octavia Spencer reprise this role. Like, it's going to be everything to me. And I was one of those people that was cheering when Ma 2 was released, so I'm just really excited to see where this will go. Thank you guys for watching. This one was a quicker video, but I felt like I had to do this. I love this movie. I had my little bob, so I figured I would do this one for you guys as a quick little explanation of the movie and also get your thoughts on what we should be expecting for the sequel. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you want, and have a great week. Love you guys. Also tell me, like, how is this bob? Like, honestly, it's kind of giving. Like, this is blunt. But my next few videos are gonna be really exciting, so definitely stick around for that. The Girls Season 1 video is coming a lot sooner than you might think.